Hey guys, Dingo Nerd here. Today I'm nerding out about two of my holsters. One is the Last Line of Defense appendix carry holster, and my most recent one is the Tier 1 Concealed Axis Elite. They're both phenomenal holsters. I think they're top-notch fit, finish, quality. I don't think you can go wrong with either one, but yeah, when I first got into these and I was researching it, I had a couple of complaints. One, just the price. This one was $150. The Tier 1 was $180, and then the lead time. Like the Last Line of Defense took 5 weeks to arrive, and the Tier 1 Concealed just about as long as like a little over 4 weeks. Okay, and to me that's unsatisfactory. I mean, they're not even custom. They're just the most popular guns. The common off the shelf accessories. You can't even customize it. I emailed Tier 1 to see if they could fit it for a gas pedal. No. And I emailed Last Line of Defense to see if they could make it for a SIG 320. They don't have that. So it's like they're not custom. So when you get an order, especially for the most common, probably the most popular patterns, black multicam or black carbon fiber, just when you get an order, make 2 or 3, put a couple in the inventory, and then the next customer that orders that, you can surprise them, give them immediate service, that's a good thing. But those are my 2 gripes about these. But I'm going to go into some of the details and comparison of the 2, and I'll tell you which one I would buy again. Okay, I originally thought of starting this appreciation video for these 2 holsters, Last Line of Defense and Tier 1 Concealed, because in the 4 weeks that I was waiting for the Tier 1, I tried to make my own appendix carry holster, and this is what I came up with. And this is the mag carrier, and it didn't work. I couldn't get him to, attach. So I ended up just abandoning the mag carrier, and I did wear this one in the appendix carry for 4 weeks while waiting for the Tier 1, and it works. It's suitable for what I need now, which is basically I can clip it to for my range bag or off the hip, outside the waistband type stuff. But yeah, it's much more difficult than one would, I think, assume. But because of that experience of trying to make a decent appendix carry holster, I grew to appreciate what all went into making these holsters. First of all, I'll start with the Last Line of Defense. This one, to me, is just next level of fit and finish. These edges are like glass. I mean, they're something next level above what Tier 1 has. This one is somehow, it's like the edges have been melted somehow. I don't know. It's just really super smooth, and I think it somehow melted. Maybe they burnish it at high speeds and it causes the kydex to melt a little. I tried using a lighter on this, but it ended up just burning, leaving singe marks on it. So, but yeah, I would have to give a slight nod to Last Line of Defense for just the smoothness of these edges. Another thing I like about Last Line of Defense holster is just the simplicity. It's got one clip, and all I had to do was adjust the cant, and I Loctited the screws down. And then it's got this integrated claw, which, as you guys know, pushes the handle of the gun into your waist. So that's, to me, that's ingenious. And since this is specifically fitted for MMP9 with the Olight PL Mini 1, it's got this charging port. Okay, so you can charge it without having to unholster it, which to me is, if you're going to make a holster to accommodate a particular light, then you should also accommodate the features of it. So having that, to me, that's ingenious. He should get a patent for that. But yeah, it's a little bit protruding from the barrel here, but this is actually fitted for the compact model, not the 4 1/4 inch model. But yeah, in the fine print it says it's for the compact. But if you have a holster that's designed for multiple sizes, I would have erred on going with the larger size, and then the customer can maybe trim off something if he didn't like it. Like with the Tier 1, it's actually fitted for a full size. So you can see there's not a huge, but it's definitely more kydex than necessary and for the compact. So I got the compact gun in a full-size holster and the full-size gun in a compact holster. So that didn't work out too well. So yeah, this one's the Tier 1's a little bit more complex because you got these 2 clips. And to me, this claw is just, I don't know, it really protrudes. It does exactly what it's designed for, to push the gun into your body, but yeah, it just hinders the wearing of the holster. You have to really be mindful that you can't just throw it on, because this will snag on your pants. But otherwise, it's high quality. This is their feature, is this the cord that allows it to flex. To me, that's not a big deal, because once I have it in my waistband, I don't really notice it moving at all. I think once it's cinched down with the belt in your waistband, it doesn't really matter. I could see it maybe applying if you're a wide body or you're super skinny, initially it'll form to your shape, but once it's in your pants, then it doesn't really make that much difference. So I haven't really noticed any benefit of that, but it's something different. It's pretty cool, pretty innovative. So yeah, those are probably the biggest difference. This one, even though it's fitted for the Olight, this is the Olight PL Mini 2, I had to hack this off. If you see my previous videos, I explained how, I had to cut this off just so I could have access to that. If this is fitted for that particular light, then they should have, accommodated the charging part. Other than that, I like it. I've been running it for about 2 weeks now, and every day, and it's pretty comfortable. I do notice a slight, a little bit of pressure because of the extra kydex that I don't notice with the Last Line of Defense, but other than that, that's probably the biggest difference that I can see. So I would like Tier 1 concealed to maybe do like this, integrate the claw instead of having this piece hanging off and snagging on everything. They did integrate something similar for the mag carrier. They got this kind of claw. So if they could do something like that, but you know, over here, I think that would, you know, boost this up to next level. So, okay guys, just for reference, I'm 5'7", 150 pounds, and this is kind of my, well, since the, you know, for the past 8 months, this is the clothes I've been wearing, working from home. And then this is kind of where I usually have my belt set. And then with the last line of defense, it's super easy to put on. Just one clip. Bam, I'm done. Okay. Super comfortable. I can bend, I can squat, you know, bend over, tie my shoes, no problem. Sitting down, there's no issue. Riding in my car, haven't had any problems with that, no discomfort. Another good positive thing about it is when you reholster, you know, you don't have to have it exactly aligned like the tier 1 concealment that I'll show you in a bit. But this one you can, you know, you might be off a little bit, it'll straighten itself out. It's, you know, there's some room at the top to kind of accommodate that. And taking it off is super easy. So for this one, the retention is right here on this light. This is the clip for the light. And it seems like that's where the retention is. It's not up here or anywhere down there. So it's super easy, even you don't get it in perfectly straight. It goes in pretty smoothly. So yeah, I've been wearing this for maybe 3 months, every day, and I get up usually like 4 in the morning, and I get dressed by the ambient light from the bathroom, so I don't wake up my wife, and I don't even have to look. I can just drop this in there, one clip, and then it's done. Okay, so this is super comfortable, super easy, get on and off, seated in the car. Like let's say if you're in the car and you take it off, okay, and then put it back on before you get out of the car. Just one clip, and then you're done. Okay. For the tier 1 concealment, this one, I've been, like I said, I've only had this like a little over almost 2 weeks, but I have to loosen the belt a little bit more because I'm sure I'll get better with more practice. But you put in one clip, and then I have to mess with this clip and this claw. So you have to make sure the claw gets over there, and then it gets locked in, and then tighten the belt. Okay, but otherwise it's just as comfortable. Like I said, I do notice it a little bit. It's a little bit longer, the Kydex, but I can bend, squat, do all that kind of neat things. It is a little bit more of a hassle in the car, and when you're seated, trying to put it back on, so you can take it off. The claw always gets snagged. Okay, and then putting it back on. Clip, second clip, claw. Okay, there. So yeah, it's a minor detail, but it does take a little bit more effort. I'll say that. And then for this one, it seems like that same light channel, the same channel that we have here, with this divot here that kind of, I think, aids in the retention. It doesn't, the tier 1 doesn't have that. And what I've noticed is it's really tight around the light. I don't know if I can show you this, but it's, so like right here, this is where the tightest point is. And then it's tight. And then that's what I think gives it the retention. So it'll slip out right to here, but then it'll fall out. But and another thing is this one, you can't go at it at an angle or, you know, miss it. You have to be perfectly aligned with all the grooves and channels. I think it's a little bit tighter. Maybe it's formed a little bit tighter, but I am having issues with, you know, kind of some of the slide being marred. You can see it on the top of the slide. That's no big deal. I have some, I just use this black paint marker, and I'll just cover that up if it gets too bad, but it's no big deal. But that's, I don't know, it'd be better if maybe they'd, you know, give it a little bit more clearance. But yeah, it has to be perfectly aligned and then for it to go in. So that's kind of maybe another knock on this one. But I think with, you know, with repetition, with time, you know, getting used to it, it probably won't be too much of a factor. But yeah, that's kind of the difference. I would give it to Last Line of Defense just for simplicity and ease, being able to put it on and off. And this one, it takes a little bit more effort, but once you get used to it, I'm sure it's not too bad. Okay, guys, so to sum up, Last Line of Defense holster and the Tier 1 concealed holster, they're both similar and in quality, fit, and finish. I would have to give, you know, special notice to Last Line of Defense just for their exceptional edge work. But otherwise, they're both outstanding holsters. I don't know, when you have two competing theories, you know, generally you go with the simplest one that can answer, you know, all the questions. And that being said, you know, the Last Line of Defense, it's just so much easier to put on and off. There's no, you know, appendages or things to get snagged and caught, possibly break off. I don't know. This is just super simple. That's why it's just more efficient to get on and off. Just one clip. Yeah, I think the fact that I didn't have to mod this at all. This is exactly the way it came. Only thing I did was adjust the cant, and that's it. You know, it's designed to, you know, access all the features of the light that it was designed for. This one, you know, I had to modify that. I'm not counting the gas pedal because I would have had to do that with this too. But just the fact that this didn't need any modification at all. This one I had to modify it. So yeah, this one is $150. This one was $180. So no question, the winner is the Last Line of Defense holster. I would, you know, if he would make this exact holster for my SIG P320, yeah, just I emailed him. I said, take my money, you know. So whenever, if he ever gets around to making one for my SIG, then I would definitely buy that from him. Okay. So, thank you for watching. Please comment and leave questions below. And until next time.